everyone, it's Kat and I'm back today to talk about Empties. I don't remember the last time I did an Empties, but I do have a bit of a collection growing that was under my desk. I want to clean out my study if I can. I want to take these to TerraCycle and get them out of my hair. So I have this tub of Empties and Flow Over. I've got some stuff on my bed as well. I'm going to break these down into different categories and then I'm going to tell you what I think about each product after using them entirely. Will I repurchase them? Have I repurchased them? Do I never want to touch them again? We'll see. For a bit of a change, I'm going to start with makeup and I'm going to start with the start of my routine and then just go through from there. So a lot of these are Project Pan Empties, so I use them up in my Project Pan series. So if you've been watching that, these might be familiar. The first one is the Bobbi Brown. This is the Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I really like this. So it does have vitamin C in it. So if you don't like the vitamin C, you probably won't like it. But this is a really luxurious feeling sort of hydrating primer and like brightening primer. What I love about this is it feels like a really luxe moisturizer that you put on. Look, people ask, when do you put this on? Is it a moisturizer? Is it a primer? Well, you can play around, but what I tend to do anyway is I do my skincare and then usually there's a bit of a gap between doing my skincare and doing my makeup. So at least like 20 minutes, half an hour, maybe a couple of hours where I've let my skincare sort of sink in. I've got my sunscreen on, it's all sort of doing its thing. And then I'll go in and I'll sit down and then I'll put this on as a primer step. It sits really nicely over all of my skincare and SPF. It doesn't ball up, it doesn't fight it. And then this just acts like this really beautiful sort of cushiony base for foundation where it just sort of glides on and makes my skin feel really plump and it just looks really nice. So I really love this. It doesn't work for every foundation. There are some foundations that I find that if you do wear something like this, it might slip and slide a little bit more, but that's few and far between. Most foundations I've used work really well over this. When my skin is feeling dehydrated and dry, I do notice a big difference when I'm using this versus when I don't use it, because if I'm setting my base or I'm wearing a foundation that might be slightly matte or something, I find that it can look a little bit dry and textured, whereas this stops that. So I do think there is a really good place in my routine for this. I would probably happily use up a lot of my primers. I actually don't have too many at the moment. I've got more illuminating sort of, you know, those multi-purpose illuminating products that you can mix with your base, you can put them underneath, you can put them whatever. I've got a lot of those that I want to use up. So I won't buy this just yet, but I do feel myself maybe next winter buying one of these fresh, just because it makes a big difference when my skin is dry and dehydrated. So I do like this. I think it's worth the money. I'd also try to find it on sale, but that's me. I do think it's really good. Let's talk about foundations. I've got a stick foundation from Fenty, which I do not like. This is the Eaze Drop Blur and Smooth Tint Stick. What I didn't like about this is it's a very silicone-based foundation. So I found that it really does sort of mess with things. It doesn't work well with my skincare, which a lot of it is sort of more water-based. And instead it sort of just sits on the skin and fights it. I didn't like this. The packaging mechanism was really cool because you could actually twist it all the way up and use it all. But I just didn't like this product. It didn't work for my skin. Something that look, I have another one of these, but I wouldn't buy them again. This is from Loreal and it is the Double Take Baked Powder Foundation. Now, I really like the original one. It's sort of like a medium coverage natural finish. That one turns really dark the longer I wear it. It's a marbled finish and the light bits wear down faster and you're left with this sort of like orangey bronzy kind of effect, which I don't like. So I love the look of that. I just don't like how you use it over time. This one wasn't like that. This was just a one color domed baked product. I liked the color match. Mine's fair and it worked really well. I do have a backup of this simply because when I ordered it, I thought I was going to like it a lot and I bought two just to save on shipping and whatnot. But I don't like this on its own. I find that it can look quite patchy and cling to weird areas. So I don't like applying this as a foundation, but if you do want to do like touch-ups throughout the day, this will give you enough coverage to just touch up certain areas. Or if you have a lighter foundation and you want to set it with a heavier coverage powder, this works really well. So there are reasons why I like this. I don't think it's a bad product. I just wanted it to be a sort of medium coverage powder foundation, and it didn't work for that purpose, and I wouldn't repurchase it because of that. But I'll happily use the one I currently have. I just won't buy anymore. Onto eyes. I used up a NARS duo. Again, I used this up in my project pan. I had the shade Earthshine and Hammamet 1. Earthshine was a really beautiful sort of cool toned, slightly sparkly. I consider it to be like a little, it's a bit fairy-like. It was quite pretty. And then the other one I think was just a sort of matte, rosy caramel kind of shade, I believe. I use them up happily. I really like NARS eyeshadow formulas. I feel like they're not super pigmented, but they are very complementary to the eyes. Look, this is a refillable little packaging thing though, so I could actually pop these pans out and put in whatever I want. So if I want to buy a couple of singles and put them as a duo, I can, but that's a very expensive thing to do. The singles are quite expensive, so it is, I'll keep the packaging of this, but yeah, I probably won't refill it for a long time. I also used up the Sigma eyeshadow base primer. This was in the shade Bubbly, so it was like a shimmery, sort of champagne pink color. You could use this as a primer, which is what I did. It made everything look a little bit frosty though, which is a bit annoying. Or you can use it sort of as a stick eyeshadow. I found that it creased a little bit when I did that. This shade was a little bit light for what I go for when it comes to just eyeshadows all over. So I use this as a primer. I wouldn't necessarily repurchase this personally. I think there are better ones out there, some that are even cheaper, quite like the Mecca Max ones. So yeah, wouldn't repurchase, but was happy to use it up. I've got two eyeliners. One is the dual-ended eyeliner from Huda Beauty. It's a life liner in very Vanta. So one end it had a pencil, the other end it had a liquid liner. They did work really nicely. They were quite budge proof. If you like black liquid liner and a pencil liner, this is one that you might find handy to have in like your travel bag or your everyday makeup bag. I don't tend to wear black eyeliner all that much, so for me, I forced myself to use it. I did enjoy the formula, but I wouldn't repurchase that necessarily. I think just a black liquid on its own is fine by me, and then I tend to favor brown pencils. Speaking of brown pencils, I do have the Rimmel Scandaleyes Kohl Kajal pencil in brown. I've used many of these. These are really nice, creamy, this is a sort of shimmery dark brown. They do set, so the good thing is that they're creamy. You can blend them out if you want, and then they set. On the waterline, you'll find that they're not completely budge proof all day, but they're very creamy, so they're comfortable on the waterline. They don't scratch the waterline. They deposit a nice amount of color, and this brown is just an everyday color for me. I can wear it on my top lash line and blend it out. I can use it on my wherever. So I've used quite a few of these. It's at least maybe my fourth one. I'm not running out to repurchase it because I'm trying to use up my eyeliners. I've got like a little area in my makeup drawer where I've got these heaps of eyeliners. But to be fair, I think I'm actually going through browns at quite a quick rate where I look like I've got a lot of eyeliners, but they're like red and yellow and purple and all these things that I don't really wear too much. So I might find myself repurchasing this soon. And if history tells me anything, I will likely repurchase it at some point when it's 50% off, because yeah, I think that might have been my fourth one. Lips, I've got two Hourglass Confession lipsticks. One is in the packaging, which I'm going to keep. So you take out the middle bit and you can put a refill in. And an example of the refill is another one that I used up. So again, you take off that, you take off the bottom, you clip it in. So instead of throwing out the whole component, you can refill it. And in Australia, you can get the refills at Mecca online. You can't buy them in store. The two shades that I had, these are both nudes, as you can see. I've got the shade I Woke Up and the shade You Are My. I enjoyed using both of them. I probably wouldn't repurchase any one of these in particular because they're just nudes and they weren't like my perfect nudes, but I'll definitely keep this packaging and buy a refill for a shade that I'm interested in. I know they have some nice sort of vintage peachy apricot looking ones that I want to sort of try. So I'd very happily repurchase this formula. It is a slightly thicker formula, but it's very creamy and it's very long lasting. So I really like this and I would definitely refill this. So I've got heaps of Hourglass Confession lipsticks, to be fair, because I think the formula is really pretty, but I do think that over time they start to get a little bit thicker on the lips, so I want to use up some of the ones that I have and then refresh them. I used up the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. I think this was in Universal Brown or something. I quite like this. I love that you got the spoolie on the end. It's fairly cheap. And it worked really nicely. So I would repurchase these. These aren't my favorite brow pencils. I prefer the Benefit ones. I think they just glide on a little bit better. But for the price point, especially when you see a sale, I would totally pick up a few of these. They were easy to use, they were inoffensive, and if you lose them, it's not that big a deal. I really like these sort of micro brow pencils as well, because I might fill in the bulk of my brows with a powder or something, but I like to go in the front and do some little lines. So I like this, totally would repurchase. I did actually go through 3 Smashbox primer waters. These are mini versions, and these were from a holiday pack, or 2 holiday packs actually a few years ago. They had Earth, Fire, Water and Air, and you could get duo packs. I already used up Fire, and now I've got the other 3 here that I've used up recently in my project pan. One looks like it's got stuff in it because I've depotted my MAC Fix Plus into it, so these are really handy. The mister is really nice. And these are nice, like travel, easy to put in your makeup bag. I have like a daily makeup bag that I keep my project pan daily stuff in. And if I had a big bottle of this, it just wouldn't fit. So I really like these. I'm probably going to keep a couple of them just for sort of depotting purposes. I really like the primer water. You can use it under your foundation just to sort of like hydrate your face, and makeup sits nicely over it, but then you can also obviously use it to sort of rehydrate throughout the day or to settle down your makeup. So good product, and I like these sort of fun scented limited edition ones. Like this one is sea salt and lemon, and then this one is geranium and melon, and you had cedarwood and vetiver. So I thought they were fun. I like them. You can't repurchase them, but I like them. For lashes, now this is an interesting one for me because I don't use lashes often. I'm currently wearing half lashes because I'll be filming beauty news after this. But I used to wear lashes quite a lot back in like peak beauty news days, because we'd wear half lashes when we'd go to events, we'd wear half lashes when filming, and that would be like a few days a week I would be wearing lashes. Whereas these days I don't wear lashes nearly as much. It might be like to a special occasion or something. But anyway, I used up my Model Rock. These are W376s. I've got a literal box full of these. I probably have about, I want to say like 60, 70 pairs. That's how these were on sale for $1.80. And I cut them in half, so you get sort of 2 sets out of 1, and then I'd use them like 4 or 5 times each. So that's like 8 times to 10 times a packet. So I have a lot of these lashes. I got them really cheap and I love them. And they're as good or even better than like Ardell sort of Demi Wispies, but they were so much cheaper. So I've got heaps of these, and I don't know if you can get this style anymore. Definitely not at that price point, but they were trying to clear them out for the longest time. Anyway, I love them, and I'm wearing them as half lashes today, so that really wispy effect are those. Just another one. I did actually use up 2 lash glues, and by use up I mean they've gone really gluggy. So I do have a Model Rock. This is a black one. I really like this. But again, because I don't wear lashes that often, over time these are getting really gluggy. And I have my Bocaj Beauty ones that's also getting really gluggy. I'm wearing this today, but it's sort of really hard to get much off the wand. So both of these are going, and I'm actually going to go to Priceline later and try to find one because I've got no other lash glue. So I liked both of these. It's just that they're not something that I can just pop in store and pick up. So I'm probably going to get duo lash glue, to be fair. Anyway, I wanted to also mention a couple of things I'm decluttering. So I've got an old Lorac lipstick. I tried to put this in my project pan, but it smells bad. It tasted bad. It was just off. So even though it's a beautiful shade, Cat Lady, it's gone. Lanolips, this is the tinted lip balm in the shade Nectar. This was it was very jarring with my skin tone, so this color I didn't really like, and because it is quite pigmented, I couldn't just like wear it before I go to bed or anything. And also the Loreal Telescopic mascara. People talked about this as being really great. When I saw a mascara sale, I think way earlier on this year or end of last year, I picked this up for like $9 or $10. And I hate it. This did not work for me. It just looked sad and miserable, so I'm not even going to waste my time with it. Let's start getting into a bit more skincare. I did use up a lip sleeping mask. This is the Laneige lip sleeping mask in Grapefruit. I really like this. I have repurchased one. I've repurchased The watermelon one, I love this scent. This watermelon one smells so good. I love it. I'm going to pick up another one, but it is slightly sort of reddy pink toned. So not crazy, but like you can see it. Like you can, when you put it on your lips, it does add a bit of a hint. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a tiny bit of color, which is not the best for going to bed, which is when you wear it. I would repurchase the grapefruit one. I don't like the original berry. I have a vanilla one at my parents' house. So I really like these. I buy them because they last me about a year of use. And I feel like it's the most effective lip balm that stays on throughout the night and my lips don't feel dry the next day, which is fantastic. So I have repurchased. I won't be without one of these unless I'm trying to use up something else. Really enjoyed it and would repurchase. All right, onto skincare. I'm going to talk about makeup removal products. I actually don't have any cleansers in this video. I have a bunch of cleansers out and being used, but I have no cleansers that I've used up in the last few months, but I've used a lot of makeup removal stuff. So the first one is my Huda. This is a skin purifier. It's the makeup cleansing oil, but it's the botanic oil version. I didn't mind this. This one does smell very botanical. I thought it was going to be yuzu scented because it's got yuzu extract or something in it, or yuzu oil in it or something. But this one smells very sort of herbal. So it worked really well. I do enjoy it, but it wasn't my favorite scent or version from that range. I opened this up last night and it just brought me back and brought me so much joy. I've been using this cleansing oil on and off for probably about 13 years. And this has been reformulated. So it's the Pore Finest 2. It's the Sakura one. So it's like a cherry blossom. It smells so good. It works so well. It was such a joy to use. And it makes me so sad that Huda has left the international market, because now I feel like I have to go to Japan to buy a whole bunch of these because they're really lovely. I do actually think I have one of these in the back of my drawer. So before they left the market entirely, I stocked up a little bit, but this one I like more and it's given me so much joy. It makes you realize that a really good product can bring joy to like small areas of your life. Like I never thought that removing makeup was going to be so pleasant, but this makes it so lovely. So I think this is totally worth the money. I remember when these were a lot cheaper than they currently are, but yeah, I love it. I have more. I can't repurchase them anymore because they've left the Australian market, but it is what it is. Sad. That's what it is. It's sad. I do have a few makeup remover balms. So I used up the e.l.f. Melting Moment Cleansing Balm. This is a limited edition Australian flannel flower version. I think last year they had an Australian Kakadu Plum version in a purple tub, which I didn't try. That scent would have been a bit more up my alley. This one was it was floral, but it wasn't particularly something that I really enjoy, and it was quite strong. I could use it, obviously, but it sort of smelled like laundry powder to me. I don't know. It was fine. I like the product. I think the Melting Moment Cleansing Balm is very nice, but I would prefer to reach for this over this. But if I was traveling, I do like having a cleansing balm available, and especially if I keep a little container like this where I can depot it into there. So much easier to take if you're going away for a night away or something, whatever. So cleansing balms I think are handy, but I do prefer a cleansing oil. And I would use that one again. It's just I think it's a bit expensive, and that particular scent wasn't my favorite. I did actually use two Elemis Pro Cleansing Balms. These are things that people talk about to no end. Again, I'm going to keep a tub of this so I can depot things into it down the track, but I didn't like this cleansing balm. It was very strongly scented. What is that? Like lavender something, but it almost made my eyes sting. I didn't enjoy this. The balm itself was okay, but the e.l.f. one in my opinion was better. The pharmacy one is way better. These, I didn't get the hype. I don't understand why people love these Elemis cleansing balms. Like it's a hero product, and it was just irritating. It was literally irritating my eyes and sometimes irritating my skin. So I use them up for the sake of it. But the best thing about these, in my opinion, are the handy little jars that I can depot things into when I'm going away for work or whatever. I did also use the Tatcha, the Indigo Cleansing Balm. This was very nice, a lot less irritating. It was very like luxurious feeling. I did enjoy it. This is probably my favorite cleansing balm out of the few that I mentioned. So if I saw this in like a holiday pack or something, Tatcha is very expensive. I would consider getting it because it is very nice. But again, I still prefer this over it. And I also prefer my pharmacy cleansing balms over this, so I'm just going to stick to pharmacy. I used up one of my Paula's Choice. This is the 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. I am never without this. I really love it. I don't use it as religiously as I used to. So I used to use it like every second night. Now I use it, to be fair, I've actually bought some other liquid exfoliants from Paula's Choice, so I haven't used this in a while. I've got like it's like a lactic acid one or something open, but I really love this. I think this is such a fantastic product. I've got 2 as backups under my sink. To be fair, I bought one that got one as a free gift, so with a purchase, not like a PR gift. So that's why I've got them, but I probably buy one of these every 6 months, and they are so good. So good. I love them. So I have repurchased that. I love this serum, and I have repurchased this serum. This is the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair. This is a 100ml bottle. I just used it up last night, and I have a couple under my sink. I bought these from the Estee Lauder corporate store. I bought them in duos. And they were not super expensive for what they are. They work a treat. So if you do have dehydrated skin, sort of feeling a bit crepey, a bit dry, this is such a nice serum. I sometimes use it day and night. I have heard that you can also mix it with your foundation if you want. I think this is really lovely. It's made a big difference to my skin, so I'm not going to be without that. I did use up a mini Tatcha, the Dewy Serum. I liked it, but I didn't get to use it enough. Like, I feel like I didn't get a good, I didn't sort of solidify an opinion on it based on this mini. This came in a Christmas pack, and again, I liked it. It's got like hyaluronic acid, it's got tick, it's got a few good things. It smells really nice. It's pleasant to use. I just don't know if it's worth buying it again. So I don't know yet. I also used up the Dermalogica Phyto Nature Oxygen Cream. This one, again, I don't really know what to think about it. After using it all, to be fair, I had it in my other bathroom. So I used it not as part of my daily skincare routine. I used it sort of whenever I was having a shower in my other shower, which is maybe like once a week. So I can't tell you if it made a good change in my skin. It's supposed to be firming, lifting, and it's supposed to be a liquid moisturizer. It was pleasant to use. It didn't irritate my skin. It was quite nice, but would I repurchase it straight away? No. Another thing from Dermalogica, this is the Hyaluronic Ceramide Mist. I actually really did love this. So if you are the kind of person that likes to mist yourself throughout your skincare routine to get that moisture in there, I thought this was very effective, very pleasant. I would consider repurchasing this. Again, it would probably be in winter, but it was very nice. And if I'm all out of sort of skincare mists, I would buy that one. It was very, very nice. I do have a bunch of moisturizers because, again, we're just sort of not quite out of winter yet, but almost. And in winter, I hit up moisturizers quite a lot. I've got the CeraVe Moisturizing Cream. This is for dry to very dry skin. Now, you might know I've got oily combination skin, but in winter, I've got very sort of dehydrated skin, which can make things quite dry and uncomfortable. So I didn't actually love this too much. It was basic. It was like no frills. It was fine. But I'm so used to sort of like luxurious feeling moisturizers that this felt a bit basic. I found this was good as like a second moisturizer step. So if I had something on and then I wanted to like seal it all in, this was fine. I would possibly repurchase this down the track, but right now I don't miss it. If that's what I have to say. I do have an Estee Lauder. This is something else I got in a duo pack from the Estee Lauder corporate store. So this is the Super Pomegranate Radiant Energy Moisturizer Cream. This is like the day cream, which I used up. It was quite nice. It felt kind of like nourishing, but light. So it didn't feel like it was oily or greasy or but I got this in a duo pack with a night cream, which is currently again in my other bathroom, so I don't use it as frequently. But it was nice and it was very cheap. I think this has been discontinued, so they're selling sort of like the big duo packs very, very cheap. And for the price, it was amazing. So there we go. I loved this. I would totally repurchase this. I got these from iHerb. I'm going to keep butchering this name. Eucerin, whatever, Eucerin. This was a lovely cream, and everything I've tried from this brand I enjoyed. I tried a foot cream, which I think I had in my last Empties. This is the anti-wrinkle face cream, the Q10 anti-wrinkle face cream. Really good, nice and thick, very nourishing, but again, not greasy, and a lot cheaper than things like Estee Lauder and whatnot. So I would try more from this brand. This brand is very, very good. As soon as I want to place another iHerb order, like I'm adding a bunch of those to my cart. I did use this Huda Niacin brightening sleeping mask. This is by the brand Some By Me. Now you might remember I did use something by them. Oh, was it it was like a cleanser, exfoliating thing. Anyway, I really enjoyed that, and I thought I'd try something else from that range. So I thought I'd try the brightening sleeping mask. This felt very light. It does have 70.5% Huda extract and 5% niacinamide. I didn't feel like it did much. Felt very light, very light and very wet. Smells very nice, so there's that, but that was the main thing I liked about it, so I wouldn't repurchase that. I used up a couple of sunscreens. I've actually nearly finished another one, but that can be for the next video. I've got the Ultraviolet Fave Fluid. This is great. If you like that, was it Biore, that light, really runny Japanese sunscreen? This is like similar texture, but less alcohol-y. And it is really great. So I really enjoy this. It's very, very runny, very comfortable on the skin. I like it. I recommend it. And it's SPF 50 and it's an Australian brand, approved in Australia. Very effective. I didn't get sunburn at all over summer and throughout this year. So this must be doing something good. I really enjoy it, and I have actually repurchased this, so there's that. La Roche-Posay, I generally love La Roche-Posay. I really hated this. This is the Anthelios Tinted Fluid. So I like the non-tinted version of this. Again, it's very runny, very comfortable, SPF 50, similar to this vibe. I'd probably like this one a little bit more, but at least with this one, you can find it on sale in like Chemist Warehouse or Priceline. This color was nasty. So the color is actually quite similar to what that little swatch on the bottle. It just made the whole experience horrible. I've got a little bit left to show you. So the color is there. It looks like it should match me fairly well. But it does make everything look quite muddy, and it does oxidize throughout the day. And also if you blend it down your neck, it starts looking really streaky and patchy. So the tint that is supposed to help cover things actually just made your skin look really dirty and sort of a bit patchy. So I struggled using this, struggled using it. Again, I like the untinted. Do not go for the tinted. They should not even be selling it. It's a piece of crap. I've got a bunch of mini things that I want to talk about. I'm going to start with actually Clinique, because I got a Clinique pack. Where did I get this from? I think it was like Adore Beauty, or it was like a gift or something with a purchase. I've got the Moisture Surge Hydro Infused Lotion. I sort of use this underneath hyaluronic acid, so I know that it's good to put like a liquidy thing, like a spray or a watery toner underneath hyaluronic acid. So I used this. It was fine. I wouldn't run out and get it. I then used this little tub of Moisture Surge Intense. I really loved this. I've never understood the Moisture Surge range until I tried this Intense one. It was like a really nice cream that offered a really smooth, like hydrated surface. It was really nice, to the point that again, from Estee Lauder corporate store, I ordered a pack that had a bigger one of these in it on a discount, and I can't wait to use it because it's really, really enjoyable. So if you want hydration, but you want sort of something that really sort of soothes dry skin, this is really great. Clinique Moisture Surge Intense. So again, love this and repurchased it based on the sample. I did have a little tiny sample of the original, so the Clinique Moisture Surge. It's not as good as the Intense. Go the Intense. The Intense is where it's at. I had some sort of travel size e.l.f. products. Now, e.l.f. was shipping to Australia, and you had access to all these free gifts. So as you spend things, you'd get like unlocked gift packs and whatnot, which was really handy and made it worthwhile ordering there and spending money on fairly expensive skincare, because you could try all these things, and sometimes you could get full versions. I've got a whole bunch under my sink that I keep taking with me to my parents' place or if I'm going somewhere for work. So these were really pleasant to use, and you could use them for like a good couple of weeks. So you had like a good chance of trying them. Now that Elemis is Mecca exclusive in Australia and you can't order from those websites, I'm probably not going to buy Elemis anymore. But in my samples here, I've got the Pro Collagen Rose Marine Cream. This was quite nice. So it's a hydrating day cream. I quite liked it. Not enough to spend Elemis prices, but I did quite like it. And I had the Pro Collagen Night Cream, which again I liked. I really liked the scent of this. This was really just, I don't know, fresh and nice and enjoyable, and just reminded me of when I first got into skincare. And I'd, you know, dabble in sort of like the odd sort of gift with purchase in a high-end brand, and it gave me that feel. So I did enjoy that. And then the Pro Collagen Marine Oil I quite liked as well. It didn't stand out as being like something I really need in my life, but yeah, it was nice. And that's a really cute bottle. I might keep that one. I used up a little like deluxe sample of the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream. I think I have another one of these floating around somewhere, so should have saved it and talked about them both at the same time. But anyway, this was quite a nice thick cream. Like I kept a little bit in there to show you. It's a very thick cream. I liked this for winter because again, that sort of thickness, it's not greasy, but it's nice and nourishing, and it just keeps everything in. So all the layers of hydration and anti-aging and whatnot you have in there. And if you start using actives like acids or retinols or whatnot, that really helps cushion the skin. So it was very nice. I don't know if it's nice enough to buy a full one, but it was nice. And then I also used up this little Ciate sample. This is the Hydrating Burst Hydrating Primer. That was quite nice. It was just very, very lightweight. Again, added some hydration to the skin under your makeup. Probably didn't like it enough to purchase it, but it was a fun thing to play around with. I only used up a couple of hair products in the past few months. They're both from Hask, and they're the Kalahari Melon Oil. So I did buy a whole bunch of these on Amazon a while ago. I love them. I use them almost every day. So when I brush my hair and I get frizz, I just put a little bit of this hair oil in. It doesn't weigh down my hair. It doesn't make my hair feel greasy. It also adds this beautiful melon scent to it. I love these. These were super cheap. I think for like a pack of 12, they were like $20 or something. I love them, and I've got one open. I've got plenty more under my sink, so these are going to keep popping up because it's pretty much the only hair product, styling product I use. Besides, yeah, I use shampoo and conditioner and those. I honestly haven't been using body products because it's been winter and I've just been like covered up and dressing gowns and pajama pants and whatnot. So body things have not come to play, but I did use a hand cream. This is by Freshwater Farm. I think you can get these in Chemist Warehouse, and these are very, very nice. This is the Lemon Myrtle Oil and Manuka Honey Soothing Hand Cream. I would totally repurchase this as soon as I like use up all my hand creams. This has the most beautiful sort of lemon myrtle scent, and the hand cream was fine. It wasn't too thin, it wasn't too greasy. It was just like your typical nice hand cream, but it gives this sort of like lemon strepsil throat lozenge sort of like really strong vibe. I love it. I think this smells so nice. It's so zingy, and yes, I would totally repurchase that. I haven't, but I totally would. I used up a hand wash from Bath and Body Works. So I mentioned the lemon kitchen version I think in an Empties earlier in the year, and I mentioned that I loved it because also having that sort of lemony scent, if you've got like garlicky, oniony smelling hands, you wash your hands with it and it sort of just cuts it completely. I saw that there was a kitchen mandarin one, so I picked this one up as well as the lemon one. They were like buy one, get one free, so I ordered these. This one's not as good as the lemon one, I have to say. I also have a bunch of Bath & Body Works hand washes in my laundry just in storage because I found them for like $4 on sale. Certain ranges they were discontinuing, or limited edition scents they were getting rid of, and I bought a bunch of them really cheap. So these are going to keep coming up in my empties. The lemon one I like better is the moral to that story. I have repurchased this. This is pure acetone, which I buy from Bunnings, and it's by the brand Diggers, and I use this to remove my nail polish. It's really good to remove if you've got gel nail polish. I did buy, when I had used up one, and I didn't go to Bunnings, I hadn't been to Bunnings, I did buy a little like cheapy nail polish remover. It does not work as good. You're there like really rubbing your nails, whereas this, it just gets rid of it really quickly. So I already repurchased this because I need it. I used up this Nature's Bounty E oil. So it's actually vitamin E, like pure vitamin E oil. It actually does smell lemony. Now this is, I got from iHerb, and it was as a supplement. It's considered a supplement. I was using this sort of on my body after having babies and whatnot. And sometimes I would mix it in with skincare as like just added vitamin E and use it on my face. I really like this. This was great. I would totally keep one of these in my bathroom. Again, if this is still available at iHerb and I place an order, this is going to be added to the cart because it's just handy to have. And in Australia, we can't get vitamin E oil like that. You can buy them in like little capsules, and you have to like break the capsules to use it. It's just so much easier to be able to just dispense them out of a bottle. So I'll totally repurchase more. This by Elemis, I hated. This is one of the worst products I've come across in a long time. This is the Frangipani Manoi body oil. They say it's for hair, nails, and body. This is a coconut oil based product, and even in summer, this was a solid. How are you supposed to take the lid off, which was a little annoying lid that always want to like go down the drain? So bad design for one, but how are you supposed to pour out a solid oil? Riddle me that. So what you'd have to do is have this sitting in like a cup of warm water so some of it melts, and then you pour some out, and it's not even a good product. It's just a scented coconut oil with an obnoxious frangipani scent. It was horrible. I hated it. It's gone. See you later. Last thing I really enjoy, and this is I think my second or third bottle of it, and I would definitely repurchase it. It's by the brand In Essence, and it's the Desert Oil. So this is an essential oil, and it's from like the Australian Native collection. I quite like the whole collection, but this is my favorite by far. This is a mix of lemon, lime, and bergamot, so you know it's zesty and delicious. It is the nicest, like, I just feel like the zest going up my nose. Like it's just like sparkling, and I feel like it's almost bubbly up my nose. This is the nicest essential oil. I use it in an oil diffuser. This is what I want my house to smell like at all times. It is my favorite scented oil ever. So I just wish I could buy it in like bulk, because again, I think this is my third one and I love it. So In Essence, sponsor me and give me a lot of these because I love them so much. They're the best, and I just want to, takes me to a happy place. So yeah, that's my trash for the last few months. And there was some literal trash in here, like this one. This is literal trash. The rest of it, a lot of good stuff, some not so good stuff, and quite a few in between. So that's what I thought about the products that I've used up, and I'm now going to go take them to TerraCycle and recycle the packaging so they're out of my hands, and I can clean my study without tripping over bottles of stuff. So thank you so much for watching. A big thank you to my members for supporting this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.